and then I will again click on test connection. And now we can see the success message, and you can also see red dot on this tab. And here we can see that Slack/Jenkins plugin, you are all set to on this. And also it is providing the URL of the Jenkins as well. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aman. I hope you are doing great. So in today's video, we will be going to focus on the part 2 of the project that we are doing, which is end-to-end Kubernetes project or end-to-end DevOps project. So if you haven't seen my previous video of this series, so you can watch out the link in the description. So far, we have completed our infrastructure as a code configurations where we use Terraform, and then we worked on Terraform Cloud. And as I'm recording this video on the next day after recording the first part, so I've deleted all my resources to save some cost. So that's why I've created all the infrastructure just, I would say, around half an hour ago. And you can see here, and also I've destroyed my resources on the previous day. So yeah, like this is the way. That's why I created GitHub Actions workflow, so I can delete or create my infrastructure whenever I want to do that. And also you can see the Terraform Cloud. So this is all the things we have already seen in the previous video. So if you haven't watched that video, you can feel free to jump on that video, and then you can come back to this video, and then we will be able to show some progress that we have to achieve for this project. So in today's video, this will be going to a part 2 of this series. So we will be going to work on Jenkins, where we have Jenkins server. It is empty server, I can say. There is nothing on this server, and we have to install Jenkins, and then we will install some other tools like Trivy, SonarQube, and all other stuffs that we required to work with CI/CD pipeline. And this video will not be going to a long video as the previous video, because I want to make it easy for you. So if I will provide you the 1 hour video again, it will be kind of a bombard for you. And again, if you're a beginner or intermediate level of person who is learning into DevOps, so I can understand that you won't be able to understand a lot of things in one go. So that's why I've created this, and our main focus is to configure Jenkins. And before that, we will be going to install that Jenkins. So as you can see that this is my Jenkins server. So I'll just click on this. I have to select this server, and then I'll click on connect. And as I said, that SSH client won't work here because there is no key provided by me. But if you want, you can provide the key pair using the Terraform configurations. So for that, you just need to provide the configuration, which is, I can say, key pair or key name, and then you will be able to provide the key, whatever you want to do. But again, like, I'm good with this session manager. So like, because I'm biased with this feature of AWS, so that's why I'm using this. So I'll click on this to connect with my Jenkins server. And yeah, it is connecting. So yes, now we have to log in as a Ubuntu user. So I will just write the command sudo su Ubuntu. Then I will go to my default directory. So now, first of all, we have to install Jenkins. So what I'll do, I'll just open the documentation. You will be able to understand how to install Jenkins. So I'll just write install Jenkins on Ubuntu or whatever you can write. And then this is the link, because this is the official documentation. So we always, as a DevOps engineer, you always have to prefer official documentation because they provides you the latest version of a particular tool. So as you can see, these are the prerequisites, and these all things are already compatible. That's why I provided you the instance type. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you want, you can read this. Also, you can see the video of Darren Pope, because he's very famous whenever you heard about Jenkins. So I hope you know. So let's start with the Jenkins stuff for the installation. And if you know that to install Jenkins, we have to install Java first. So for that, we have to install OpenJDK. And few years back, I was working with JDK 17, and now we are ready to move with JDK 21. And recently in my organization also I have moved with JDK 21, because it's always to go with the latest version, but you have to make sure that the version should be stable. So this is one of the important thing in your understanding, that okay, you don't have to follow every time the latest tag to install things. Okay, so always try to go with the stable version, so that will be very handy for you and it will be savior for you. So without, like, without wasting any time, I'll just copy this three commands and I'll run these commands over here. So these are the apt update, and then it will install the JDK, and it will ask me to prompt. Let's wait for this. And you can see that it is showing that 568 MB of additional disk will be used, and we have to provide the prompt, which is Y. I'll do that. So now seems like the JDK is installed, and you can see the version, which is 21.0.8. And if I go to the blog, it is 21.0.3. So there are minor patches they used to provide, so it's fine, we can go with this. Then after that, we have to follow the long-term support release. So because they used to provide weekly releases, and I prefer to go with the long-term support release. So I'll just copy this and then I will paste here, and there would be, Jenkins key it will add. And then after that, you will be able to see it will check the key rings and all those things. Then it will update, because we are adding the repository here as well for Jenkins. And then we will be going to update with the latest repository, whatever we are going to add. Then after that, we will be going to install Jenkins. So again, I have to provide the yes. So Jenkins is installed. So what I will do, I will just run to check the version of the Jenkins, and as well as it will tell me that the Jenkins is installed. So yes, the version is 2.528.1, and yes, the Jenkins is installed. Now I will just copy the public IP of this from the AWS console, and I will paste in my terminal or in my browser. And as we know that Jenkins used to run on port 8080, so I will just search. I will enter this on my browser, and now we have to provide the password. So I'll just, this is the path where we will get the initial admin password. So I will just write sudo, because it needs a privilege to get the initial admin password. So I'll just write the content, and here is the password, and I'll copy this password and I'll paste here, and then we have to click on continue. Now it will ask us to select plugins to install or install suggested plugins. I would like to go with install suggested plugins, so we don't have to do a lot of things manually. We'll just click on this, and it will take some time, like maybe it will take some around 30 to 40 seconds. So we can wait for that time. and it will be going to, install a lot of plugins, but there would be few plugins that earlier it had and now it is not there. So we will be going to install those plugins as well. So I will tell you those things as well. So now the plugins have been installed. Now we have to create a first admin user, and I don't want to go with, as admin. So I will create my own user, which is like Aman P. Then I will write this. I will provide the password, and then I will also provide my name, and this would be my email ID, and I will click on save and continue. Now we can also configure the URL for Jenkins as well, but for now I will keep it as it is and click on save and finish. So our Jenkins is ready now, and we have to start using Jenkins. So now you can see kind of a new UI I've seen, because since, like, it's been a long time working on, I didn't work on Jenkins since a long time. So this is kind of a new UI for me. And you can see the manage Jenkins, like, is here instead of, like, it used to be in the left section of the screen, but now it is here. So yeah, like, we have to understand where would be the options we have to use. So as the Jenkins is installed, now we have to configure different things here. So the next thing that we will be going to install is Docker, which is important for us, and the Docker will be going to install on Jenkins server. Now, what is the purpose to install Docker on Jenkins server? So there would be two purpose. We will be going to install Docker. The first purpose to install Docker is we have to build our Docker images, and for that we need Docker in our Jenkins. Then the second thing we need Docker is to, for SaaS tool, which is we will be going to use SonarQube for code quality analysis. And as you know that, you can also run SonarQube as a single machine or on the same machine. But so so after this we have to install the Docker. So we will be going to simply install the Docker using sudo apt install docker.io. So because I don't prefer here for the repositories and all those things I did, so it is very simple way to install Docker. So I will just write this command and enter it. So after installing the Docker, we have to do some modifications and configure few things like user and groups for Docker and Jenkins. So for that, we have a command which is, okay, I've just copied the wrong thing. So as you can see, this is the command that we will be going to use. So here I will just run this command. And now, as we can see that the command runs successfully. And now if I just run docker ps, so I will be able to see the images, like I will be able to see the containers, but there are no containers right now. So if I just run docker images as well, there should not be anything. Yes, but if you don't run this commands, so it will give you error, like you can't. So as a normal user, you won't be able to list the containers or any images, so you won't be able to run any docker commands, that I can say. So that's why it's important to provide these permissions. Then after that, we will be going to do is install SonarQube. And as I told you earlier that we will be going to use Docker, where we will run a SonarQube container, and then we will be able to access our SonarQube on our host machine itself. So for that, I have command that I've written in my blog itself. So I'm just copying those commands and pasting over here. So the command is, okay, sometimes it's be a laggy, so no worries. So as you can see the command, so it is, running the container in a detached mode. The container name is SonarQube. Then the container is exposing on the port 9000, and the image name we are using SonarQube community. So earlier it was LTS community, but now it is deprecated, so we are using the latest image. I will just hit enter, and it will fetch the image of SonarQube with the community type. And this is around 800 to 900 MB image, so it will take some time, like 20 to 30 seconds it will take. So now as we can see the command is successful. So to see the container, I will run the command docker ps, and we will be able to see that our container is running. And also if I check the image, so the image is here, that is created 12 days ago, because this is the Docker Hub image. So now let's try to access the SonarQube. So I have the same public IP. I will copy this, and then this time we have to make sure that we have to use the port 9000, because this is the SonarQube port, and also we have exposed this SonarQube on this port, and we can see that SonarQube is up. And now we can click on home, and this is showing SonarQube is up. Let's see. So now we will be able to see our login screen, and for that the password is admin and admin, as I remember. So I will just click on login. Now we have to create a new password. So you have to make sure that you should follow this password policy. So I will create my password, and I'll click on update, and then it is welcoming us, and our SonarQube is installed. I won't be able to, like, I can't say that it is configured, but it is just installed. So whatever we have to configure for the SonarQube, we will be going to see in the further videos. So SonarQube has been installed. Now we have to install the next tool, which is Trivy, and the Trivy will be going to use for file scanning, and then we will be going to use Trivy for our image scanning. Also, we can use ECR image scan as well, as we are using AWS services. And if you use basic ECR image scanning service, you don't have to pay any cost. But for now, I'm using Trivy, and in the later videos, I will be going to cover ECR as well. So you will be able to understand that, okay, how to work with Docker Hub, and you will be able to understand how to work with ECR image as well. So to install the Trivy, again, I will write Trivy, like install Trivy, and you can see this is a URL already I have, and you can see we can install using package manager, and we have multiple ways to install Trivy. So you can also use this, where it will install the .deb package file, and you will be able to install it using dpkg command, or else we can use simply this repository settings, where we will add the repository setting to source.list.d, and then after that we can use this command install Trivy. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. And it won't take much time, because it's very basic tool, but it is one of the powerful tool, I can say. So let's check the version of Trivy as well, and the version is 0.67.2. So the Trivy is installed now. Now we have to install the next thing, which is Kubectl. And Kubectl is mandatory because we will be going to run our Kubectl commands on Jenkins server itself. So for that we need Kubectl, and again I will go here, install Kubectl on Ubuntu. And then we can see that these are the commands. So now the issue is that this is the version 1.30.40, and I'm not going to use this because this is the latest version and I want to stick with the previous version, because as per the industry standard you have to always use -1 or -2 version of the whatever current version is running. Okay, I have the command, so I will just remove this tab, and I have few commands to install this. So the first thing, it is doing curl, and we are using 1.33.5 version, so that it will install kubectl with this version. Then after that it will check the checksums. So whatever the package, it will check whether it's valid or not. Then after that we will install it using this command, and we will move this kubectl binary to this location. So let's run this command, and you can see the version of kubectl is 1.33.5 and customized version is 5.6.0. So this is to install kubectl. Now after that we will be going to configure Slack. So Slack is we are using for alerting the person or developer once your application will be deployed using Jenkins. So if my CI/CD will be completed, so that moment you will be able to get those alerts and notifications. To do that, first of all, we have to install the plugin, which is Slack. So this is my Jenkins console. I will click on Manage Jenkins, and then we have to look for the plugins option. And you just have to go to the available plugins, and then we have to search for Slack, and you will be able to see Slack notification. I will click on this, like I will select this plugin and click on install. Then after that, we can see that the plugins already in a progress. It is installed successfully. Now we have to restart Jenkins. So I'll just click on it and it will restart my Jenkins. So now the Jenkins is started. So I'll just provide my username and password. And then after that, I'll just show you my Slack. So this is my Slack, and this is one of my channel, which is DevOps Alert. And you can see that when I was working with this project, so I used to get, multiple alerts. So this is this is how we will be going to get notifications, and you can also click on the build section. So right now the URL is different because earlier the public IP was different for that machine, and the Elastic IP was not enabled. That's why it won't work. And I will be going to tell you from the scratch. So first of all, I'll just remove this app. So this way we will be able to understand. And for now, you can see that there is no particular member apart from me. So there is a app already there. And what I'll do, I'll just go to the app, and I would like to uninstall the app, or we will try to configure this app from here as well. So first of all, I will just, remove this app. And as you can see, this app is created by Manage Jenkins. So I will tell you how to create that app. So So this is the URL that you have to use to open the apps for the Slack. And here you can see that there are multiple apps like GitHub Actions, Alerts, and Jenkins app configured. So if you click on Jenkins, you can delete the app. So I'll just delete the app as well here from here. And now we will start from scratch. So first of all, I'll click on create new app, and there are multiple approaches to create apps. And like from scratch you can create, or you can use manifest as well. Now manifest means that you have to provide the code where, like, this is the kind of a YAML format code, and with the help of YAML format code, it will provide the permissions, whatever the permissions will be going to use by that app to send the alerts. So I will use from a manifest section, from a manifest option. So I'll click on this, and then I will select my workspace, which is DevOps, and I'll click on next. Now it is showing JSON file and YAML. We'll just remove this file, and I have my own code. So let's understand one by one. So this is the display information. So the information is, the name of this app, which is Jenkins. Then features. So this is a bot user, and the display name of this is Jenkins. It will show you always online. This is true. Then auth configurations. So we are providing the scopes where it will be able to read the channels. It will be able to write the chat, and all those permissions it will have. Then it will have the settings. So these things we will have to provide. After that, I'll click on next. And now we have to review the summary and create your app. So I'll click on this, and now our app is ready. So now the next thing that we have to do, I will just go here. In the display information, we can see this Jenkins. So I would like to add, logo. So I will add one logo. So this is my logo. And I can write the short description, which is, this is to alert from Jenkins pipeline. And then we can save the changes. So the display information is correct. And also we can set the background as well. So I'll just keep my background as red. Now after that, we have to install the app on our workspace. So as of now, if I'll just go here to my Slack, so you will be able to see that there is no app related to Jenkins. And as we were able to see a few things earlier, integration. So this time you can see that there is no app here. Okay. So as I want to add my Jenkins app, what I will do, I will click on this install app button and install your app to Slack workspace to test it. So I will click on install to DevOps. Then it will prompt us to confirm that we are providing these informations to this app. So I'll click on allow. And after that, we got the auth tokens that we will use to send the alerts from the Jenkins. So first of all, let's see the app that we have installed. Is it there or not? So as you can see in the app section, so as we can see the Jenkins app in the Slack, now we have to integrate it with our Jenkins. So for that, we have to go to our Jenkins section, and here we have to go to the system section. So I'll click on this system. So to configure Slack, you will have to go to your system section for Slack. So I'll just do Control F and look for Slack, and we are able to see Slack. Now it will ask us for workspace. So I will provide my workspace name, and then we have to provide the credentials. So as you can see that when we have installed the app, it provided us the auth token. So I'll copy this first, and then we'll get back to the Jenkins console. And currently we don't have any credentials. So what I'll do, I'll just click on add. So we can create the credentials on the runtime as well. and then I will select Jenkins, and this will be same because we will be going to use global credentials, which is unrestricted. Then the kind of credentials would be secret text. And I will provide my secret, and ID I will keep /token, and then I will click on add. Then after that, in which channel I want to, add this Jenkins app. So for that, I will write my DevOps alert channel name, DevOps alert channel name. So I will copy this and I will just paste it here. Now let's test the connection. By clicking on this, we can also test the connection. So now we can see that the client error, the credentials with the provided ID could not be found. So yeah, we have created the credentials, but we did not select the credentials. So I'll just click on this. And I will again click on test connection. And this time we can see the failure, and we didn't see the previous error. So the reason is that the DevOps alert is a private channel, and for that we have to invite Jenkins in this. So for that we have to invite the Jenkins app in this channel, like we used to invite a particular person to ping message, right, to send message or something. So we have to invite the particular app, and for that I will write invite, and you have to mention the Jenkins name, and then we'll send the message. After that, you can see that Jenkins was added by DevOps alerts by me. Now we will try to test the connection again. So the reason it didn't work because we didn't select this option, which is custom Slack app bot user. So if I just expand this, you can see bot user option indicates that token belongs to a custom Slack app bot user in Slack. And if the notification will send to a user via direct message, it will send via Slack bot. So I'll just mark this, click on this, and then I will again click on test connection. And now we can see the success message, and you can also see red dot on this tab. And here we can see that Slack/Jenkins plugin, you are all set to on this. And also it is providing the URL of the Jenkins as well. So I can say that the Jenkins integration with the Slack has been completed. And this is it for this part, where we have integrated most of the important things with Jenkins to work easily on Netflix app deployment. And in the next video, we will be going to see how to configure SonarQube with quality gates. Along with that, we will also see how to work with OWASP dependency check. Then we will be going to configure Docker so we can run Docker build and other commands. And then some other app related tools like Node.js, and this will be going to, like, we will be going to involve in part 3. And then we will be going to deploy our applications on Kubernetes. Then we will be going to set up monitoring and all other stuff. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned something new. Happy learning. Have a good day.